the fuck do you go from a black Hebrew Israelite cursed by God because you didn't want to follow God's laws and you were out of order, so God said, I'm gonna put you on slave ships and put you in the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, then you're saying, oh no, I'm indigenous Native American, I've been up over here for thousands of years. So how the fuck are you Hebrew 1 minute, sent into a slave ship for being bad, and then end up in slavery in America and the Caribbean and Latin America and all this other stuff? But then you're like, oh no, 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 I'm actually the native of America. So how the hell were you here for thousands of years? But then, oh no, I was sent into slavery off a boat, from Africa or the Middle East or Israel and ended up in America. Y'all make no sense. Now, here's the thing. Yes, I believe and I know for a fact that a number of us have indigenous ancestry, but we're also mixed with African and white, a number of. Now, personally, yeah, I do believe that what you would consider and call somebody black was here in America. We know that some were classified as Negro, people who were native. And I also believe that, yes, Africans were brought to America as well. So even if you have indigenous ancestry, which I do, I know that for a fact, it doesn't change the fact that slavery did happen in America and you ended up getting mixed with the Africans who were brought here, as well as the white people who founded this country. I mean, that's why we look different, a good portion. Okay, instead, some of you are just saying, oh no, we were just, pure-blooded indigenous people. We still are. We were here for thousands of years. We didn't come off a boat enslaved. Y'all are saying this, and then others are like, oh no, we're Hebrew Israelites, and we were sent into a boat and put into slavery. And then you say, oh, we're not related genetically at all to Africans.
All right. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles, Salakia, and the elders at Great Millstone, on whom I learn from each and every day. Each and every day. Healthy shalom to the 144,000 mighty men, the would-be judges on the earth as the Israelites from your prospective tribe, whether you be from, any of the 12 tribes prospectively, right, are going to be ruling on the earth, whether Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has scattered us. Okay? Simple and plain. Now, what you just saw was a video at that first clip that was put up by the elder Manat Nazak Bar Shalom to the elder, man, on fire, hair on fire, all right, which we all should be, right? Hey, speaking for myself, I haven't been as on fire as I should be, and that's just an honest assessment of myself. I'm just saying. Anyhow, first we're going to look this word up. Listen. Jake, let's look this up first. This word indigenous. Jake, you got to stop. Especially, okay, screw it. I'm going to say it, because I hold back no punches, man. You women really just need to be quiet. All right? You just need to stay in your place. You need to be quiet. You need to do according to, if you married what you're supposed to be, as the scripture said, the young women under the age of 60, okay? And that's in the scriptures. We can pull it, but you got to look for it yourself, all right? Anyway, under the age of 60 is a young woman that they should guide the house and, listen to their husbands, and there's all kinds of laws. See? Even my dogs know. Damn. They always, anyway, what is it? Salakia. Here, come on. Here. Good girl. Good girl. All right. I let the big one out, so maybe the little ones will shut the hell up. Go on somewhere. All right. So what I was talking about going into was there's all kinds of laws in the scriptures that show you women, how to what's the word for it? How to act right. I'm just saying. And it is what it is. It's there. But first we're going to look up this word indigenous. Okay? Because she had all kinds. She's confused. She don't know what's going on. She's probably blended. Of course, she talked about, how she put it, the black Hebrew Israelites, which, I mean, that's something that we've been telling you is a farce, a falsehood. There's no such thing as black people. And we damn sure don't call ourselves black Hebrew Israelites. That's something Esau Edom put on us. Matter of fact, I'm just saying. Okay, so you already know she don't know what's going on. A lot of these people are controlled opposition. All right, they're going into this. I heard a lot about these lately about this FBA shit. I didn't even know what it was. It's just it's new speak. Anyway, indigenous. Let's lock you down. I'm about to drop my phone. Indigenous, originating or occurring naturally in a particular place, native, right? So that's really not a thing except for the Israelites, because as the scripture said, he made it the world for our sakes. Let's go there first. Yep, that's Salakia. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 6. Yeah, Salakia, I got the wrong scripture. 6 in verse. I loves the 54th. Oh man, that was a good movie. The movie was glory. Anyway, verse 54 reads, 6 and verse 54, 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 54 reads, and after these Adam also, whom thou created, madeth Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all. And you must know that our homeland is Jerusalem. All right, that's got to be, you got to understand that. All right, thy creatures, of whom come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. That is the Israelites. Let's keep reading. Listen to this very closely. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast madeth the world for our sakes. Now, that word world, that's why we got to go in. We got to look up the context on which these words are being spoken. All right, it could be Orkamini. It could be a heavenly arrangement. It could be the earth, or it could be a people. Okay. All right. So when the scripture said he made up the world for our sakes, who's our? That damn sure ain't talking about everybody. That's talking about the Israelites. So when she's going into, saying, oh, we indigenous to here. No. We indigenous to this earth. Matter of fact, the scripture said before the foundations of the earth. And this is going into talking about the elect. Let's go here. Yeah. It's lucky. I don't know the scripture right off the top of my head, but I do know, how it's written. 1 Peter 1 and verse 20 reads, all right, no, I got to go back. Salakia. Let me get something, a different app here. 1 Peter, let me type it in. 1 Peter 1 and verse 20. All right, 1 Peter, that'd be 1 Peter 1 and verse 20. All right. Let's get into KJ to the VVV. All right. 1 Peter 1 and verse, let's just go to the blue letter. Why not? Verse 20. All right. Verse 19. Blemish without spot. Maybe I'll just go ahead and read it, get straight to the point. I want to make this too long anyhow, because she's just confused and she really just needs to be quiet. She needs to listen to her husband. But, look, with this FBA shit and really what it is it has a lot to do with pride. You can see the pride oozing off of people. You can see how they think. You got this whole thing with so-called, that I'm just going to say it. Black people are indigenous to, we read the definition of that word, are indigenous to America. Well, hey, what was it called then? Where did you come from originally? You had to come from somewhere, and these very same people are the same ones that tell you, all life originated in Africa. No, it didn't. The scripture said Jerusalem, which is above and free, is the mother of us all. That's what it said. All right? So you're confused. You're just confused. You're listening to too many people. You're forming your own vain opinion, and none of it is predicated on the scriptures. And that's your fucking problem. All right? 1 Peter 1 and verse 20, who verily was foreordained. That's before the foundations of the world. There's that word again, but was manifest in these last times for you. All right? So this epistle, this warning, along with all the rest of the videos that have been going up for over 40 years, all the brothers, all the edification is a warning. The scripture just said in these last times for you to listen, but you're not going to listen. You're going to scoff and you're going to mock and you make dumbass videos talking about first year black Hebrew Israelite, then you this and then you that, blah 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 blah. What are you arguing about? I mean, like, what is the what is your? Is it a question? Is it a statement? What is it? Were you trying to sow discord or doubt among the Hebrew Israelites? Because truly, honestly, the only people that gonna get the message, as the scripture said, are is the elect anyway. The true believers. If you don't believe, then you don't believe. And the scripture says, so what if some don't believe? Does that make the faith of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua without effect? Absolutely not. It said no. All right? So we got indigenous. Let's go here. Deuteronomy 4, verse 27. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter you. What? Shall scatter you. How? All kinds of different ways. Through some through slavery, some through their like the Northern Kingdom, their own accord when they went into a land where never mankind dwelt. So they would leave the multitude of the heathen and try to follow the customs that they never could in their own land. You see that? See, everybody had to come from somewhere, right? So really, the only indigenous people on this earth are Israelites. All right? Because I just read the scripture. Because he made it the world for our sakes. Let's finish this and we'll go on. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter you among all nations, the nations, and ye, Salaki, I put all in there. I didn't mean to do that. And ye shall be left few in number amongst the heathen, whether the Lord Yahweh shall lead you. You see that? See, all this, man could not know his way. All this has already been written. He scattered us. Now, how did the Northern Kingdom get over here? Because she said black Hebrew Israelites. Well, when you say something like that, what that negates everybody else that's an Israelite. You see, if you're carnal-minded or if you don't quite understand what's going on, you in here to the black, I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. Blickety black, black, black. That's what you'll do. You'll say stupid shit like, well, no, we're indigenous. America, we're indigenous to America. America didn't even exist. At least the name I'm saying. This land was called Ashereth. Okay? We're going to read it. Yeah, they took this counsel amongst themselves, the 10 tribes. Let's go here. 2nd Esdras, in Apocrypha 13 and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osei, the king of Salamazar. The king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. You see that? The scripture says a land where never mankind dwelt. So who was it? Honestly, yeah. Okay, the Northern Kingdom, they are indigenous. But the Israelites are indigenous to the planet. It was it's always been ours. We just got to serve our punishment for the bullshit we did to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. We went against our husband. We cheated on him with other gods. The same thing that lady is doing, coming up with, there ain't no telling what she really believes in. Honestly, she probably believes in, I don't know. I can't speculate. I'll leave it like that. Verse 41, but they took this counsel among themselves. Who? The 10 tribes. See? That they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go further into a country where never mankind dwelt. See that? What was it called? It was called Ashereth. All right, it's right there here, verse 45. All right, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same reason was called Ashereth. That's America. That's the U.S. of A. All right? So when you hear these dumbass stories, these feel-good American Edomite stories, Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1770 or whatever the hell they little nursery rhymes and shit. When there was a bunch of grapists, unalivers, all that shit. Here it is, we in the last days, and Jake, man and woman, worried about we originally from here, when there's wars and rumors of wars, when the prophecies are popping off the pages, when the MOT to the BBB is getting ready to be implemented, and you worried about black Hebrew Israelites saying that we from here. Well, no, we are. Northern Kingdom, yeah, they are indigenous to this place. But see, you don't understand. This is the place to get ready to get destroyed any damn way. This is a prison house. It was created. This place is created to be a prison house, and it's getting ready to be the biggest sacrifice, land sacrifice that there ever was, never to be inhabited again. Call Halal Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Deuteronomy 28, verse 36. The Lord Yahweh shall bring thee and thy king which thou set over thee unto a nation which thou nor thy fathers have known, and there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. And I guarantee you she's serving some other god, whether it be Ra or Seti, or damn Buddha or freaking, Allah, which really just means power, means God. All right. Or maybe even Cesare, because a lot of times they'll just come up against the Hebrew Israelites and say anything just to go against the Hebrew Israelites, just to be contrary to the scriptures. You understand? Into another place, man, another damn place, Deuteronomy 28 chapter yet again. Let's move on down. All right. This is how Southern Kingdom got here. And you can't forget and never forget that a lot of the Northern Kingdom were reclassified as Negroes, man. All right, and it has nothing to do with skin color. It's got nothing to do with skin color. You see, people like this, you can't even begin to convince them or even tell them. Which we really don't give a shit. If you don't understand, you don't get it. But you can't even begin to tell them. Wait a minute. Hey, look at this guy over here, he's so-called white guy, right? That dude could be an Israelite. He could be, as a matter of fact, you could be a fucking terror. We don't have to entertain your bullshit. If you're not spiritual, you're not spiritual, man. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again, synonymous with bondage. Yes, we came over here in ships also. Remember the 12 tribes, in the land of the north, it tells you where the uttermost part of the earth, northern and southern kingdom, gonna get back together. It's a family reunion. It's a family affair. What's that song? It's a family affair, something like that. Yeah. And this is the main place where the bulk of the prophesying is happening. All right. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Hey, brothers, prophets, true prophets, 100% truth, are scattered to the four corners of the earth. But hey, man, a good 99% of the edification and the understanding is coming from damn Babylon, the uttermost part of the earth. Jeez. All right. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again our homeland, and there ye shall be sold into your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And don't get it twisted. Northern Kingdom also was traded along with the rest of the Slovakia, with the Southern Kingdom so-called Negroes. Same thing, because we all had to be oppressed together. Matter of fact, the scripture said that. It sure did. We'll get that and close out. You see, yeah. Yeah, this is going to kill two birds with one stone right here. Jeremiah 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah, that's northern and southern kingdom, were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. Are we not still in their hand? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, what did he say? He said, he that stealeth a man, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So your enemies are going to be put, they're going to be put down like the dogs they are. Like the red devils they are. And if you don't understand it, you don't understand it. All right? So, hey, keep up that same energy. thinking this, thinking that, and really, well, I would never enslave them. My people were never. Yeah, you were, and you still are. Call all your high by Shimmy Shah. Shalom.